Alright class, on today's episode of What Weird Thing is Gabe Going to Make Today, we are going to make something a little bit more tame. We are going to make Nashville hot honey chicken sliders. Very excited, but first things first is we need to get started with our chicken. We got some homemade pickles, and then we'll dress it up, make it all look pretty, bake it, and enjoy. But perfect tailgate, whatever, just because, I mean, with basketball season and stuff, and March Madness and all that fun mumbo jumbo, like I said, we're just cuss. So, let's get started. Alright, so I have here some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and we are going to make kind of a dry rub marinade. But, first thing is, I'm going to add a quarter cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of apple cider, about 2 teaspoons of cracked black pepper, about 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, about a teaspoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of lemon pepper, and a tablespoon of chipotle chili powder pepper. Alright, we're going to close her up and give her a good shake and mix. Alright, we mixed. So now I have a foil lined sheet tray. Throw this on there. Alright, we're going to throw these in the oven at 425, and we're going to bake these for at least 20 to 25 minutes, just until they get to 165, maybe even 170. We don't want them to go higher than that, otherwise they'll be dry, but they'll at least be shreddable, is what we're aiming for. So 425 for at least 20 to 25 minutes. Alright, but in the meantime, we're going to make kind of our Nashville honey sauce. We're going to make the hot honey sauce. So, I have here a quarter cup of honey, a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, an eighth of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, about a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and about 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of hot sauce. Give that a good whisk. Alright, that's excellent. And of course, if you want a little sweeter, add some more honey. If you want a little hot, add some more cayenne pepper or even some more hot sauce. I might add just a little bit more hot sauce, but I'm going to double this because I have so much chicken, but this is good for about 1 pound of chicken. Alright, so next, instead of doing a honey butter, actually it was going to be a hot honey butter, but instead of doing a hot honey butter, we're going to do a hot honey kind of oil. So, obviously, instead, we're going to use olive oil, and we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we're going to do about a tablespoon and a half of honey, and then a tablespoon of hot sauce, a teaspoon of cracked pepper, a teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of chili powder, and a tablespoon of minced garlic. And then give that a mix. Okay, and that'll be our glaze that we'll brush on these. Alright, set this off to the side. Our chicken thighs are just about done. We'll let them rest for about 10 minutes, and then we'll shred them, mix in our sauce, and then I got some sweet Hawaiian rolls, and we'll get this party started. Alright, so chicken is shredded. I have a layer of mozzarella cheese on the bottom, but let's go ahead and mix in some of our sauce, and then about a quarter cup of chopped green onion for color and flavor. That all coated in there. Okay, and then on our buns. And this is about 2 pounds of chicken. If you don't use it all, it is what it is. It might be a little much just because of the pack that I have, but that's what multiple packs are for. But I am going to load this puppy, and I want little to no cheese spot left untwined. Basically, edge to edge. Okay, perfect. Like I said, there's a little bit left, but that's what leftovers is for. That's what meal prep is for, and yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to put some cheese on top, and I'm going to be honest, I'm certain that 80% of the calories is definitely going to be from this cheese, but it's low-fat mozzarella cheese, so who cares? And frankly, then also the buns, but if that's it, then so be it. Alright, and then we're going to put our top layer bun on, then my handy dandy brush, and we're going to lightly coat the top of this. And you can always put more on as you bake it. I'm just going to give this a nice light Even brush across the top. I would definitely put this in the healthy, but once in a while category. But we are going to bake this at 350 just until the cheese melts. So I'm hoping anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes. But let's go ahead and throw her in the oven. All right, so out of the oven, I ended up doing about 12 minutes just because I wanted the cheese to melt a little bit longer. And I did want to put another layer of the oil on top. But I don't know, like it's not a lot of crust, but it's definitely, like it's got some tackiness to that top, and I love it. It's definitely got a nice shine on it. I'm sure you can see that from about 1.5 miles away. But next, we're gonna kind of carefully put some pickles on these. All right, but look at that. Oh yeah. Let's eat. All right. Need a kniff for this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's still going. Oh, there it goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, look at it. Cheers. Nope. Nope, you don't need any of this. Not a single one. No. Alright, but I will talk about it. That is fantastic. The heat doesn't hit you right away. And you would think with how much there is, with what's on top of the bun, what's mixed in with the chicken, what's seasoned with the chicken, that sweet bun comes first. Obviously, it's what's holding it. But the sweetness of the bun with the honey kind of is what you taste first. And then you get some slow increasing heat. But it's not like blow your socks off heat. It's enough to make your face red, you know? But this is delicious. The pickles are nice. The cheese adds a little bit of contrast kind of to it. And it just all works. And honestly, I know I just sprinkled on green onion just to make it look pretty, but it kind of works. I'm not gonna lie. And then it kind of helps the onion come alive from inside the chicken that's mixed in it. This is delicious, and I will be making this many other times. Oh yeah, this is a good one right here. Oh yeah, that one, yes. I'm gonna need like a whole box of wet naps. Yes. And I don't know if I mentioned, but the homemade pickles, I've made them before. I will put the recipe in the description below for you guys. But make these yesterday, okay? Right now. You don't get these ones. I get these ones. You make your own. Well, guys, there you have it. Nashville hot honey chicken sliders. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did and you're new, make sure you hit that sub button, throw a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And as always, peace out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!